Meet Michael and Haley. Michael and Haley are the parents of two great kids here in the state of Texas, a 5-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl. Since their births, Michael and Haley have been active in the lives of their two kids. Michael coaches their sports teams, helps with homework, manages the grocery shopping, and works full-time as a high school history teacher, which allows him more flexibility. Haley's job as a pharmaceutical sales rep is more demanding, and she is not available for school pickups or sporting events, but she is able to earn more to put towards the everyday expenses for their family. Sadly, after 12 years together, Michael and his wife Haley are splitting up, as thousands of couples do across Texas each year. Both Michael and Haley are good people. They hold down solid jobs, are responsible people, and both are good parents who love their kids. They just grew apart after many years. When Haley and Michael were together, they split household tasks as equally as possible and worked together to split responsibilities equally. Initially, they expected to do the same after their divorce. In the end, they agreed on a parenting plan in which Michael has about 45% of the parenting time and Haley has about 55%. This is the standard time calculation in Texas today. At this point, they are dealing with the many shortcomings of Texas child support guidelines that have remained largely unchanged for almost 40 years. First, even though Michael is the lower earner and statistically less likely to be the payer based on proportional parental contributions, he is almost automatically designated as the obligor, which is the parent that pays the other parent, by virtue of having the slightly lower parenting time. If Michael's time increased by just 5%, this would make Haley the obligor, leading to a significantly different calculation, even though the cost differences are minimal. Many states do not presuppose the obligor, leaving it to the calculator to determine the payer and payee. This means that there are likely hundreds of thousands of parents in Texas, like Michael, who are paying child support to a parent that makes more money than they do, despite the fact that they equally or near equally share in time and living expenses for their kids. Second, Texas is one of only 6 states that still relies on the percentage of obligor income approach, POOI, under which child support is calculated using only the obligor's income. Other states base their calculations on the incomes of both parents to ensure fairer sharing of child cost. Whether Haley was unemployed or has a 6-figure income, the calculated child support obligation for Michael will be the same. Third, the Texas Child Support Calculator has no formulaic parenting time adjustment, PTA. Hence, Michael's support calculation assumes the children reside with Haley full-time. This not only overstates Michael's obligation, but also ignores that he is faced with the cost of looking after the children 45% of the time, a double financial penalty under Texas guidelines, and one that often leads to unnecessary financial hardship for Michael and the kids. Crazy as it seems, Michael pays the same amount of child support as a parent with the same income that never sees his or her children. Texas is one of only 9 states that does not incorporate formulaic adjustments. These outdated policies make Texas and Mississippi the only states that base their child support on incomes of a single parent and have no formulaic time adjustment. Fourth, as Michael is the deemed obligor, he is obligated by default for 100% of medical and dental insurance premiums, unlike most states which provide for cost sharing typically based on relative incomes. All of these unequitable policies have led to almost 7 out of 10 parents that are paying into the child support system to be 3 months or more behind on their payments, given how unreasonably high the amounts are for active parents compared to other states. These child support failures eventually cause many of these parents, like Michael, to give up their parenting to pursue second and third jobs just to stay out of jail, even though they are not absentee parents at all. Sadly, Texas's lack of an income-sharing model and time adjustments that exist in the vast majority of other states creates the very problem the Office of the Attorney General is supposed to solve: child poverty. Texas's archaic policies hurt poor and middle-class children the most. Having both parents involved after separation or divorce should not be a privilege only for rich children, as it is becoming in Texas. In summary, only Texas and Mississippi utilize the income of only one rather than both parents, while also not incorporating a parenting time adjustment into their guidelines for active parents. This often leads lower and middle income parents in Texas to pay $400, $600, $800, or even 1,000% more in transfer payments than they would in other states such as in California, Florida, Oregon, Ohio, and many others that have built more child-centric and equitable child support models. Child support formulas in these and many other states reduce conflict and bring basic fairness into a system that should be focused on kids' needs in both their homes, and not increasing litigation cost or the funding of the Office of the Attorney General. It's time to change the Texas formulas to match federal recommendations, catch up with 48 other states, and take into account both parents' incomes. Furthermore, Texas needs to match 41 other states and adjust child support orders based on parenting time. These changes will prioritize the needs of the children in both their homes, regardless of their sex, race, or financial situation, over the total amount of money raised for the Office of the Attorney General. Please call, write, and visit your local representatives, the Attorney General, Mr. Ken Paxton, and most importantly, Governor Greg Abbott, and ask them to put all Texas children first in our 2025 legislative session. Let's not make money a limiting factor in allowing children access to two loving parents in the case of separation or divorce.